Good morning, everyone. I would first like to thank AJC and the Greene family for bestowing upon me this great honor. It is a privilege to be speaking to you all today. I'm here to accept this award on behalf of Penn Hillel. Since October 7th, the staff at Penn Hillel have been the backbone of Jewish advocacy efforts on campus and have worked tirelessly to keep us safe. None of my work would be possible without the support of Penn Hillel. These past 2 years have not been easy as a Jewish student at the University of Pennsylvania. In my first week of college, it was announced that neo-Nazi Roger Waters would be speaking at Penn on Erev Yom Kippur. Soon after, our university president could not even say that a call for the genocide of Jews was against Penn's code of conduct. And last spring, a violent encampment took over our campus where protesters screamed, quote, "Hamas should do it again," end quote, at Jewish students when we displayed graphic footage of the October 7th massacre. And just 2 weeks ago, protesters screamed, quote, "Burn Hillel," outside of Hillel when we invited a former hostage and a Nova Music Festival survivor to speak. Yet, the unresolved issue ravaging through Penn and other American universities today are anti-Semitic professors who use their platform to demonize Jews and the Jewish state. One professor in the political science department, where I'm majoring in, tweeted, quote, "Playing the victim is what Jews are best at," end quote, and praised Hamas for how nice, quote, they treated the hostages. Another professor taught an Arabic literature course about, quote, resistance, and assigned readings authored by Hamas and PFLP terrorists. Both professors have received no condemnation or punishment from the university. Unfortunately, anti-Semitism is still alive and rampant at Penn, and it hurts to know that I go to class with, and I'm often taught by, people who actively use their platforms and positions of influence to demonize Jews and our right to a state and a homeland. Like every other group, myself and other Jewish students deserve a right to live and study freely on campus without fear for my safety or my ability to display my Judaism freely. Despite these incidents, I stand here today optimistic for the future. UPenn's Jewish community is stronger than ever. Penn Hillel has engaged over 80% of Jewish students on campus this year, our highest percentage ever. I'm actively working with the Penn administration to pass new open expression guidelines, increase Jewish student representation in our student government, and ensure that the student body knows that Jewish students are going nowhere. I've made long-lasting relationships with alumni, Philly Jewish organizations, elected officials, and most importantly, non-Jewish allies at Penn who have stood up for Jewish students when we were down. I'm optimistic that one day Penn will return to the glory that so many people in this room once knew and remember. Last summer, I started a coalition called PA Leads the Fight, where I've engaged dozens of students from 10 Pennsylvania universities united to fight anti-Semitism in Pennsylvania. It has been a privilege to meet so many amazing student activists from diverse backgrounds and campus situations, and we have had many successes. Currently, we are fighting to recognize the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance working definition of anti-Semitism in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, to ensure that anti-Semitic misconduct at universities is handled quickly and effectively. We cannot be alone, and the only path forward is when Jewish students are together, collaborating, and being strong. Jewish students need to take their campuses back and not surrender to the fringe anti-Semitic students and professors that continue to harass and exclude us. I want to again thank AJC for always supporting Jewish students. Last summer, I was in the Goldman Fellowship Program, and this year, I have the honor of serving on AJC's Campus Global Board, where I built relationships with Jewish students around the world to create joint advocacy strategies. I also want to thank AJC Westchester Fairfield Regional Office for being my first introduction to all AJC has to offer. To my parents, thank you for being here today and for supporting me every step of the way. Thank you for prioritizing Jewish life in my upbringing and making it an inseparable part of my identity. I want to reiterate again to all of you here today, Listen to Jewish students and their stories. Invite Jewish students to speak at your synagogues. Raise awareness for Jewish students. Go up to students today and ask them about what is going on their campus and the help that they need. Give them advice. The Jewish community is only 2% of the population of the United States. We need to be united, and this global forum is the best opportunity to get together, strategize, and build unbreakable bonds between us as one community. I can guarantee you all that Jewish students in 2025 and beyond are strong and unbreakable. And to my fellow Jewish students from all around the world who came here today, be strong, do not back down. Know there is a way out of this, and you have all these amazing people here behind you, ready to fight for you and your safety. There is a reason you are all here today. Know that you are fighting the good fight, and we will win. Thank you.
Here today at AJC Global Forum is a great honor and a deep responsibility. This award is not just for Fechla, but instead it's for every young Jew who has chosen courage over silence, identity over fear, and action over apathy. For years, I asked myself, what does it truly mean to be Jewish? I thought the answer was in religion, in my family's history, or in my connection to Israel. But I realized something deeper. To be Jewish is to carry a light passed down through generations, one that we are responsible for keeping alive. October 7th was a turning point. For the first time, my generation felt what it means to live through a moment that shakes the very core of our identity. What we thought only happened to our grandparents or great-grandparents was now happening to us. But if history has taught us anything, it's that we are not a people who surrender. So we stood up, we showed up, and we lit our flame even brighter. The Latin American Federation of Jewish Youth, or FEJLA, was once an organization that had been inactive for years. It wasn't until 2024 that we realized how desperately we needed to bring it back to life. Why? Because many young Jews in Latin America were feeling lost, struggling to understand their place in their universities, their communities, and their countries. Latin America is vast, and many of our communities are small and distant from one another. But through FEJLA, we are bridging those gaps. Just this month, in partnership with AJC, we kickstarted our first online fellowship, where we are equipping young Jews from 5 Latin American countries to become no longer bystanders, but upstanders who fight to make their communities more vibrant, tolerant, and free of antisemitism. And next year, we plan to convene our first FEJLA Congress, where we will show that emerging Latin American leaders do not have to wait until tomorrow to raise their voices and make a political impact. Together, we are building a space where young Jews from across the region can come together, share their experiences, and empower each other. That's why FEJLA exists. Look around you. Here we are together, not as Mexican, Argentinian, French, or American Jews, but instead as one united Jewish community with one voice and one purpose. We are brothers and sisters, sharing a history, a legacy, and a promise to persevere. To my fellow young Jews, I say this: the future is in our hands. It is not enough to remember history. We must be the ones who build it. We cannot be mere antagonists. We must be the protagonists. The responsibility of our generation is immense, but so is our ability to transform the world. Porque la luz de un solo judío puede iluminar una habitación, pero la luz de un pueblo entero puede cambiar el mundo. Because the light of a single Jew can illuminate a room, but the light of an entire people can change the world. Thank you, Green Family, AJC, Campus Global Board, Vila, and all those who believe in us. We are especially inspired by AJC's unwavering commitment to Latin America and its Jewish communities. It is truly meaningful to share this stage with President Santiago Peña and Tabata Amaral, member of Brazil Chamber of Deputies, a testament to the importance of building strong bridges in our region. Today, we reaffirm our promise to keep fighting, to keep building, and to keep igniting the flame of our people. I'm Israel High. Thank you.
I am truly humbled to be with you this morning, and I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation to the Greene family and the American Jewish Committee for this incredible honor. If you spend an afternoon on College Hill, you would find that the most popular dining hall at Brown is the Kosher Kitchen. And if you stop by the Boathouse, you'll find members of the varsity men's crew team proudly wearing unisuits with a Magen David reading Am Yisrael High. And if you stay for Shabbat dinner, you'll experience the Olive Street Shuffle. Students running back and forth from the neighboring Brown Rizdi Hillel and the Chabad of College Hill in an effort to experience the very most of Jewish life. Kiddush here, dinner there, and joyous conversation on Olive Street in between. All within the university's Eruv, both a symbolic and deeply meaningful reminder that at Brown, Jewish ideas, thoughts, and expressions are robust, pluralistic, and unapologetically protected. And before you today, I have never been more proud to say that I am a Jewish student at Brown University. In fall 2022, following an anti-Semitic threat towards the Brown Rizdi Hillel, Brown's Jewish community expressed concern that the administration's response, while well-intentioned, did not adequately address anti-Semitism nor explicitly address the incident, effectively rendering it unnoticed by our peers. I, alongside a group of Jewish students, requested to meet with Brown's Vice President for Diversity and Inclusion to express these concerns. Thoroughly prepared with statistics and oration, we quickly realized these would be rendered useless, because before I could begin, the most miraculous event transpired. She reached her hand across the table, acknowledged the administration's shortcomings, and asked the simple question that changed everything: what can we do to better support Brown's Jewish community? In that moment, the Student Organizing Committee on Anti-Semitism was formed, establishing a collaborative, meaningful, and productive partnership rooted in the idea that education and mutual understanding dispels anti-Semitic ignorance and baseless Jewish hate. In just one semester, we developed interdisciplinary programs like the Conference on Anti-Semitism and Anti-Black Racism, conducted rigorous institutional research on Jewish life and anti-Semitism, and brought robust speakers to Brown's campus, including AJC Director of Academic Affairs, Dr. Sarah Kudin. But our collaboration with Brown's administration is no accident. Much like when Roger Williams founded Rhode Island, Brown was the first American university to formally ban religious tests for admission by virtue of its charter in 1764. And as we celebrate 130 years of Jewish life at Brown, we uphold this legacy through a rejection of litmus tests based on someone's shared ancestry and connection to the land of Israel. Despite our proactive and earnest efforts prior to October 7th, Brown was not immune from the tidal wave of anti-Semitism seen on college campuses across the country and indeed around the world. However, through our invaluable collaboration with the American Jewish Committee and our established relationships with Brown's administrators, chaplains, professors, and students, we ensured that institutional processes were upheld. Students have an obligation to adhere to policies and principles designed to protect and hold us accountable. We thoroughly confronted where freedom of expression, the bedrock of any great university, meets anti-Semitic hate, which must never be tolerated or normalized. The premise that if Jewish students are unsafe, the speech around them is not free, for it is hate. Soviet Jewish writer Valery Grossman once wrote that anti-Semitism is a mirror in which the society that produces it can be seen. It is through this perspective that we now look deeper, towards the issues plaguing such baseless Jewish hate. Students must learn to play in the sandbox and to share blocks, to hold difficult conversations, to challenge deeply held beliefs, and to constructively debate one another. A college campus should and must be a place where students are constantly challenged intellectually, but never physically. We must continue to counter misinformation with nuanced and objective truths. We must advocate for robust and unencumbered lectures, scholarship, and teaching. We must learn to respect each other and the community we share. And as today marks the start of my term as president of AJC's Campus Global Board, know that this will Know that this will be the bedrock of our global Jewish advocacy, to protect the welfare of Jewish students, to uphold democratic values, and to explore innovative pathways for peace. I would like to extend my deep gratitude and appreciation to the Green family and the American Jewish Committee for this incredible honor, and to the Chabad of College Hill, Brown Rizdi Hillel, the Student Organizing Committee on Anti-Semitism, and the Brown University Administration for their ongoing support, counsel, and trust. Thank you.